legislative effort on behalf of the constituencies of the Indiana House 98. State Representative Crawford is also engaged in activities related to his responsibilities as the ranking member in the Indiana House Committee on Ways and Means. This is the committee that is responsible for formulating a 2-year state budget for the introduction in the state legislature. When not engaged in his extensive responsibilities as a legislator, Representative Crawford is a consultant. Bill proudly served his country in the United States Navy during the Korean War. And it's with honor that I recognize our keynote speaker and invite him to the podium, Representative Bill Crawford.
Let me thank Sam for that introduction, and to say to the graduates, I have a particular message for you, but initially let me talk to those that made a way for you, and that's the staff and the people that run Second Helpings, volunteers, board of directors, the staff that make this possible. Back in, and let me also say that the 20 terms that I've served in the Indiana General Assembly are coming to an end. I chose not to run for re-election this year, I'm completing my 40th year as a member of the Indiana General Assembly. When a person is elected in November to succeed me, my term is over. So on election day, I've finished my 40th year, and I will retire from direct involvement in the public policy arena. But it's been an opportunity for me to meet a lot of people. And one of the opportunities provided for me was to, back in 1975, to travel to Washington, D.C., and to be a part of a process of, unfortunately it didn't work, a committee to make government work better. It still is not working, Chris. But while I was in Washington, I was sitting in a room waiting for the other members of the committee to come in, and I noticed on the wall there was a plaque, and it was a quotation from the former Vice President of the United States, former Senator from the great state of Minnesota, Hubert H. Humphrey. And it said, and it just imprinted in my mind those words, that the moral test of a nation is how well it took care of those in the dawn of life, the children, those in the twilight of life, the elderly, and those in the shadow of life, the sick, the needy, and the handicapped. And that just struck me as identifying vulnerable populations and saying that the moral test of our nation was how well we met the needs of that group of people. And I want to commend Second Helpings for helping Indianapolis meet that test, pass that moral test of taking care of those in the dawn of life, the children, through the Boys and Girls Clubs, taking care of those in the twilight of life, the seniors that you provide meals to, and taking care of those in the shadow of life, the sick, the needy, and the handicapped, reaching out and providing a helping hand. And so I want to commend you, applaud you, and hope that let's give Second Helping. Let me also say that there is another thing that I learned in the 60s when I went to community organizing school in Chicago, Illinois, under the famous Saul Alinsky, the Urban Institute. And there was a saying that I came away with that said that self equals family, equals community, equals self. What you do for yourself, you do for your family. What you do for your family, you do for your community. And what you do for your community, you do for yourself. And so that is another equation. And I want to say to the graduates that you are manifesting that theory, because by empowering yourself, you empower your family. By empowering your family, you empower your community. And by empowering your community, you empower yourself. It's self-perpetuating assistance. I appreciate the rabbi's focus on bread and the words from the Jewish tradition about the importance of bread. I am a Christian, and in the 25th chapter of Matthew, in the book that I read, there is a statement that I will someday be judged. And I will be judged on what I did for these, the least of my brethren. There's nothing I can do to stop that. I can't take a lawyer with me. I'm going to have to stand before judgment and be judged. And what was the first thing that Jesus said? When I was hungry, you fed me. And that's in the Bible. When I was hungry, you fed me. And so you passing that test, I can't be advocate for you before the throne of grace when judgment day comes. But you passing that test because you are feeding the hungry. And to the graduates, there's a good friend of mine, Reverend Jesse Jackson, that says that your altitude, how high you go in life, is determined by your attitude. And Mike spoke to it. Your attitude determines how you go. And if you have an attitude of working in service and giving, then your altitude is unlimited. And you can do that. Now, I'm going to take a point of personal privilege to say, I don't know if she wanted me to say it, but one of the graduates happens to be my youngest daughter. Kim Gormley is my youngest biological child. And I've known Kim all of her life. And I know that she's very bright and she's facing health challenges, but I want to thank you for helping my daughter Kim. And I know that Kim is a strong believer in faith and spirituality, and she's going to go back and provide service to the community, as are all the graduates. I'm not singling anyone out, all of the graduates. Some I know, some I don't know. But let me suggest to you that you are, and second helpings needs to be lifted. I understand from Ellen that you are a model on a national basis. You're helping us achieve that, pass that national moral test of making sure that we take care of those in the dawn of life, the children, to ensure our posterity, those in the twilight of life, those that have worked and made it easier for us to achieve, and those in the shadow of life, the sick, the needy, and the handicapped. Helping them acquire the skills to go out and be productive, contributing, self-sufficient is something that is very laudable. And to Sam Brown, I cannot say enough about your leadership, your example, and to all of you, let me thank you very much for honoring me by asking me to share a few words with you today.
I could stand here before you and tell you all of the accomplishments of Class 67. I could tell you their strengths, their weaknesses. The biggest challenge with Class 67 as an instructor was just getting them all in one place at one time. But they've done well. And now it's the time for them to receive their toques, which they've worked hard for. I would like to ask Representative Crawford, as well as Mr. Weaver, and the case manager for Class 67, as well as the Chair Freeman, to assist as we pass out the toques for Class 67. Graduates, as you receive your toques and your certificates, please just stand. We'd like to get a photo of yourself. Family members who, we're going to do a large class photo at the end, but if you like, you can stand in this area and you can get a photo with them, a photo of them. The first graduate, Mr. Nathan Condos. Next graduate, Ms. Sharon Felder. Next graduate, Ms. Kim Garmany. Next graduate, Mr. Matt Kokanowski. Next graduate, Ms. Jennifer Mays.